Right now, somewhere in your city, thousands of cars are sitting still, engines running, drivers staring at brake lights, nobody moving. Traffic engineers have spent over a century trying to solve this problem. Billions of dollars, smarter lights, wider roads, apps that reroute you around the mess. And yet gridlock keeps happening. But 6 inches under the grass outside your window, a civilization has already solved it. No engineers, no control room, no one in charge at all. Ants. A single ant colony can contain millions of individuals moving through tunnels barely wider than their own bodies at rates comparable to rush hour traffic, and they almost never jam. Sound impossible? It gets stranger. In 2012, a team of researchers led by physicist Apoorva Nagar ran an experiment that should have broken everything you assume about crowds. They built narrow bridges between an ant colony and a food source, then slowly packed more and more ants onto them. In a human crowd, this is the exact moment things go wrong. More people, more friction, more stalling. Past a certain density, human traffic doesn't just slow down, it collapses. This is the phenomenon studied by physicist Dirk Helbing, whose models of pedestrian and vehicle flow show that human traffic acts like a fluid right up until it doesn't. Add enough mass, and the fluid solidifies. Everyone stands still. You have felt this. On a highway, in a stadium exit, in a crowded subway platform where nobody can figure out why nobody is moving. Ants did something different. As the ant bridge got more crowded, the ants didn't jam. They sped up. Flow actually increased with density, right up near the physical limit of how tightly ants could pack onto that bridge. Individual ants adjusted their speed and spacing in real time, without any single ant knowing the state of the whole system. How does a creature with a brain the size of a grain of sand outperform an entire century of traffic engineering? The answer isn't intelligence, it's information. Each ant only knows one thing, what's directly in front of it, and a chemical signal left behind by the ants before it. That's the whole system. No ant knows there's a traffic jam 3 tunnels over. No ant is thinking about the colony's overall efficiency. And that's exactly why it works. Human drivers, on the other hand, know too much and control too little. You can see the car in front of you, sure, but you can also see your phone, your podcast, your thoughts about the meeting you're late for. Researchers studying traffic flow, including work building on Boris Kerner's 3-phase traffic theory, have found that human reaction delay is one of the primary triggers of what's called a phantom traffic jam. One driver taps the brakes a half-second too late. The car behind reacts a half-second later than that. By the 10th car, what started as a minor slowdown has become a dead stop, for no reason anyone can point to. No accident, no obstruction, just delayed nervous systems stacked on top of each other. Ants don't have this problem because ants aren't managing a mental to-do list while they walk. Their entire relationship to the ant in front of them is the task. Nothing competes for their attention. Nothing distracts them from the flow itself. There's a second trick, and this one is even stranger. When an ant colony detects overcrowding on a route, individual ants don't wait for instructions. They reroute themselves. Some peel off entirely and stop foraging, effectively removing themselves from the system until the congestion clears. This is decentralized load balancing, the same principle engineers now try to replicate in data centers and telecommunications networks, in colonies that have been running the algorithm for over 100 million years. 100 million years. Ants predate flowering plants. They were running distributed traffic systems while dinosaurs were still the dominant life form on Earth. Your city's traffic system is, by comparison, a few decades old, patched together, running on outdated infrastructure and human beings who evolved to navigate savannas, not 6-lane interchanges. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. You might assume the fix is obvious. Just behave more like an ant. Follow the car in front of you. Don't overthink it. But that's not actually the barrier. The barrier is that you can't stop being what you are. A creature with a wandering, self-interested mind, layered on top of a nervous system built for a completely different environment than the one you're driving through. Ants have no ego. No ant is trying to get ahead of the ant beside it. No ant is running late. There's no impatience in the system because there's no self in the system to be impatient. Every ant is, in a very real sense, expendable and interchangeable, working for a goal that isn't its own survival but the colony's. Humans built cities around the opposite assumption. You are not interchangeable. Your time matters to you individually. You are trying to get somewhere for reasons that are entirely your own. That single fact, multiplied by millions of individual drivers, is the actual source of the jam, not the number of cars. The number of separate, competing intentions steering them. This is where the story stops being about ants and starts being about you. Psychologist Robert Cialdini has spent decades studying how humans behave in groups, and one pattern shows up again and again. People coordinate beautifully when the incentive is shared and breaks down when it isn't. Think about the last time you merged smoothly into single-file traffic during a lane closure. It works when everyone believes everyone else will cooperate. It collapses the instant one driver decides their time is worth more than the system's efficiency and cuts the line. One ant deciding it was more important than the colony would be almost unthinkable. One human doing the same thing happens every single day, on every single road. There's a deeper layer here too, one that reaches beyond your commute. Your brain, like an ant's, is built to run on local information. You don't actually perceive the whole system you're part of, whether that's a traffic grid, a company, a social network, or a family. You perceive what's a few feet in front of you and react accordingly. The difference is that ants evolved to make that local reaction serve the larger whole automatically. Your instincts were never tuned that way. They were tuned to protect one specific organism, you. That's not a flaw. It's just a different set of rules, built for a different kind of survival. But it means every human system that requires large-scale coordination, cities, economies, even something as simple as a four-way stop, has to work against your basic wiring instead of with it. Traffic lights, lane markings, merge signs. All of them exist because your brain, left alone, will not spontaneously self-organize the way an ant colony does. So the next time you're sitting in traffic, drumming your fingers, checking the clock, feeling the specific human frustration of being stuck for no visible reason, consider what's happening underground nearby. A colony of ants is moving thousands of individuals through tunnels tighter than your lane, faster as the crowd grows, with zero collisions and zero delay. Not because they're smarter than you, because they never had a self to put ahead of the system in the first place. Right now, somewhere in your city, thousands of cars are sitting still. And 6 inches under the grass, traffic is still moving.